T-minus 5 minutes. T-minus 4 minutes. T-minus 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right. Welcome, everybody that actually is here. That's actually pretty good. Numbers actually pretty decent today. Thank you. Same old as everything else that we normally do here. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to answer questions that was given to me through the like email and through the chats and stuff like that, right? Again, if you do want to send questions, you can still in here, but you're going to post it there. I'll address it after I'm done these questions. We'll go from there. Huge thank you to the Patreon supporters and stuff. It does help the channel pretty good, but yes. Okay, so basically we're going to just start this out, kind of quick questions, anything after that we'll go from there. So the first question that I got here was actually an interesting one. Throttle slack on the Rebel 1100. How to actually do the throttle slack on the 1100. Now, the 1100 actually doesn't have a throttle cable, so therefore there is no throttle slack. There is an adjustment you can do through tuning, but it's very hard to find somebody that's actually going to be working with the Rebel 1100. If you do, perfect. But they do have, More Mafia has a kit that you can get. It's all pretty good. Again, up to you what you want to do. Best thing obviously would be to get an actual tuner actually with the bike. But More Mafia does have a very good setup for it. Okay, so that one is a pretty simple question, right? Because you can't do it. So the next question we ended up getting was, the lamps suck. What upgrades do you suggest? Okay, so I would assume that's the headlamp. There is actually a couple other options for tail lamp assemblies. Burley brand has that, but even their lights are not very bright. So I think Fran ended up getting an upgrade. He ended up doing the Burley brand, but then he also did change the actual signals in the brake lights because it wasn't bright enough. So as far as that headlight assembly, actually I do have a couple videos coming out soon on that. We actually did a Baja Designs LP6 on a Rebel 1100 DCT. So that you can do, it's just there's a bracket that you have to make, and I kind of go over that on the video, but that one should be coming out in the next, I would say the next month at least. The problem with having like the channel, I have a lot of videos kind of out in kind of the schedule kind of thing, and unfortunately it makes it difficult when you have other things that kind of push it out of the way. I do have a couple companies I'm working with right now, and they do want me to actually push their videos out first, obviously. I mean, I always give them the opportunity to say yes or no to these things because I'm extremely honest and I'm brutally honest. So they're gonna get, like, if I don't like the product, I'm gonna tell you that. Okay, so other question. This one was emailed to me. Relay circuits for high beam or fog lamp. Now, the OEM system does already have a relay circuit for the high beam. So because the lamps are always on, so they have a relay circuit to trigger the high beam, right? You can put a relay circuit in, if you're going to have it exposed, get a water resistant or waterproof, that way you don't corrode the terminals and stuff, depending on whereabouts they are, right? Secondly, if you're good with wiring, or at least competent with wiring, it wouldn't be a problem, but you can really confuse yourself with that if you don't really know what you're looking at. So basically a basic function to a relay is you're looking at low amperage, trying to control high amperage or high output. So basically with that situation, I'm assuming based off of the question that the whole point with it is trying to use the high beam signal to be able to control the fog lights. there's many ways you can do it. Most cases, you would just run a different switch itself, because then you can turn it on with the low beams on. But if you want it just to work with the high beams, you can tie into that, and all you're trying to do is kind of control that. So you're going to use the 85 on the relay, which is the signal, to close that relay. You're going to use that, and you can just manually ground it on that side, and then run a power and ground from the battery. You can do it many different ways, but that's probably the easiest way to do it. Okay, so next question on that would be interest in dash camera and Navi, which is actually funny because that's another company I'm actually working with. I'm kind of squeezing their face a little bit, but they have a Navi unit that I really like, that I'm interested in, but they're not shipping to North America at this point, where the other ones they do. So the regular dash camera, I don't have it yet, so I can't do the actual kind of like whether or not it's a good product or not. But I would say give it about a month probably, and I'll have enough time to actually work with it, do the install and stuff like that, and then go from there. So there are many options that you can use. I have one, I don't remember the company's name, but that was a system that I used, and it actually worked quite well. They're getting better, right? So the Navi, actually, I did just do one on guy Mario. His bike's been on the channel before he sold it, and then he ended up buying a new one, and then I just did a Navi setup on his. But the problem with it is I'm not going to post that if I'm going to be posting something else, right? So I didn't actually video that, but it actually is a pretty cool setup. It's pretty nice to actually have that on the bike. I normally use just the phone, so on my phone with a quad lock. The problem with that is iPhones suck in the sun, so when it gets warm, you can't even see it, right? So it gets kind of dark, and then you can't see the actual, like, you don't know what you're doing. The other thing is, while you're riding down the road, when I was coming up from actually Parkersburg, actually last year, it started raining. I had to actually fall back and get one of the guys to go in front, because I had no Navi, because it kept on shutting my phone off. So the rain would come down and just swipe it down, right? Shut the phone off. It was like, meh. Okie dokie. So the next question that I have, hopefully that was an answer, that kind of in the works. Anyways, why do you put in a heavier weight oil? I've actually been asked this question a few times. It's a great question. If you read the manual states to put in, I think it's a 5 weight, but I put it 10. And the reason for that actually isn't from me. That is something that the local Honda dealer ended up telling me to, because I was putting in the regular oil, and they said, depending on how you ride and the temperatures, the regular oil that they have actually doesn't benefit. It actually becomes an oil burner, which is kind of crazy that they wouldn't put this the heavier weight in. But I guess if you're colder temperature, you'd have a problem. But like, who's riding in the snow, right? But okie dokie. That's kind of the kind of gist of it. But yeah, I'm just putting the oil in that I'm being told to from Honda, and I mean, it works quite well. I've had it on mine, and my bike now has just over 80,000 K on it. So okie dokie. Next question was we'll have a couple people here that actually like this question. What are your thoughts on the DCT? I honestly didn't like the DCT to begin with. I kind of thought that it pulled the heart out of riding a motorcycle. I thought it was good for like the Goldwing and stuff like that. But I thought it would remove the typical heart and soul of a bike. The clutch, the more rawness to it is kind of something that's pretty nice. I like that. Now, I have done a test ride on a DCT, and I'll be honest, it was actually pretty fun. It's not the same, but it is. I mean, there's a lot of pros to it. So I like the clutch still. So if I was to buy one, I would buy it like a manual, right? But as far as the DCT though, what I suggested, 100%. It is actually a very fun bike to ride, and it is like, I mean, for aggressiveness, you can kind of have some fun with it, and that shift point, so like the Triptronic is what they'd be classifying it as, is like direct. It's not laggy. It's right to the point. It's actually really nice. I do have a video coming out for that, so that will be, I mean, schedule's a little tight right now, but probably about a month and a half, 2 months maybe, and that'll be out. Okay, so this actually ties into the next question. Actually, kind of ties into this. Actually a lady, ended up messaging me as far as I am looking into buying my first motorcycle. What do you suggest? 300, 500, or 1100? Now I'm assuming the short list is obviously the Rebel. It depends on how you ride or what you're planning on riding. If it's just a, town, like you're riding just in the town kind of thing, a 300 is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's cheaper. It's very easy to kind of get on and off the bike. It's the same stature of the 500, same brakes as the 500, same frame, same everything. It's the same thing as a 500, just the difference in the power plant. That being said, it is very forgiving and it's very easy to ride. So if you've never ridden a bike before, the 300 actually is a pretty decent bike to get on. Now, in my opinion, the difference in price of the 3 and the 500, you might as well get the 500. The 500 gives you a little bit more options. You can go on the highway. You can do a lot more on the 500. Like my personal bike is a 500, and I mean, they're bulletproof. They're fantastic bikes. That being said, when I bought mine, they didn't have the 1100, and I probably would have ended up going the 1100. So, fun fact on the 1100, if you put it into rain mode, it essentially acts like a 500. It's a little heavier. The brakes are a little bit touchier, and the throttle is a little bit more twitchier. But it's something that you can still ride. That being said, going back to the DCT, you can buy a DCT and not have to worry about the clutch at all, right? So there's lots of different options you can do. There really is no wrong answer to that. More what you're planning on getting out of the bike, right? So if you do want more kind of versatility of it, then obviously you're going to want to go with the 1100. If you're kind of wanting a mix of everything, do the 5, and if you're just going to stay in town, 300 is fine. Okay. I don't know who this was, an anonymous, I can't even speak today, post, and it was, what motorcycle are you getting next, and what color 1100 do you want? So, yes, I believe my next bike will be the 1100. I'm not sure when, but I mean, I still got lots of videos and stuff to do and lots of content out of the 500, and it would be kind of mean to kind of just jump off of it. I do want to at least hit 100,000 on the 500, just to kind of prove that it is a very, very capable bike, and it is very good. But, I mean, it's a bulletproof bike. Bulletproof engine. Honda does a very good job with that. What color on the 1100? I mean, I'm boring. I would love to have either like a dark gray, silver, black, something like that. It would kind of depend. When they did I think it was last year, they did the blue. That was a really nice, cool color. I'm not sure if I'd get sick of it, though, is the problem. So I mean, it is what it is, right? Okie dokie. So that is actually the questions that I ended up having sent through. There was one last kind of, hey, remember this. There is a couple events that I'm going to be actually attending. A lot of people are asking me about Life of Birch. I've had actually a few people message me, are you going to it? I always try to go to Life of Birch's one. It's a really, really cool ride to do. As far as this year goes, I'm not sure that he's going to do it, but if he does, I think he said September-ish, around there. Something around there, like end of season type thing. But there is two events that I'm going to talk about that I think you need to strongly go to. The First of all, in the States, there is one from Jeremiah, The Ride of a Lifetime. It is in Parkersburg, West Virginia. It's in July 12th. I will be going to that one. So if you are going to that one, perfect. Come say hi. I'll be the one with the slight Moto hat. But at the end of the day, really cool rides around there. Roads around there are fantastic. All great people. There's a lot of the YouTube community that will also be there. This community is amazing, so you're going to have a lot of support from other people as well. And I mean, it's just a fantastic grouping. Another one that we have here, it is in Canada, Ontario. The one that I go to, it's Ride for Dad. It's kind of like I think it's Distinguished Gentleman or whatever. It's basically a ride for against prostate cancer, right? So it's called Ride for Dad. It's June 7th here in Grand River, sorry. So Kitchener-Waterloo area. Sports World is what it's called, where we're going. And I'm going to have a group of me riding top or closer to the front on the parade. We're going to be riding for one of our buddies, Romy. He did pass away, not bike related, but he did pass away a couple of months ago. And this is a ride that he actually does, or he used to do with us all the time, and it's one of his favorites. So we're gonna make a pretty good one this year. So, but yeah. So let's go through some of the questions. So there's a lot of what's up, dude. Jesse says hello. Hello, Jesse. Fran is here. What's up, Fran? Gotta head out. So Fran. So I literally just promoted Jeremiah's. He had to leave early. So, but yeah, Ride of a Lifetime. Oh, okay. So that was the light that he was talking about. So, Kurakin DF1000. They're $145 US each, and that is the light assembly that is very bright. I've seen two. This is the upgrade for the Burley brand, is what I was talking about earlier on, and the light for the Burley brand is not bright at all. Like I mean, I would say it's a downgrade from OEM. The actual light that he has is amazing. Like it's much better than OEM. It's actually a really cool setup. So, blah blah blah. Okay, and he left too. Greetings, blah blah blah. What if they made a 500 DCT? I don't think they'd ever do that. I'm actually hopeful that they'll do the 1100 with the E-clutch. That would be cool. They have all the system pretty much ready for it now on the new upgraded one. So this year they changed a few things, but yeah. Blah 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 blah. Made. Okay, sorry for this delay. The BB lights are on Amazon for $30 a pair. So Burley brand lights are on. Okay. Oh, interesting question. So what do you consider key things for new riders to know and some common mistakes to avoid? Okay, so key things for new riders to know. There is a lot going on. You're using a lot. It looks a lot more difficult when you're thinking about it. Um, but you're not actually, when you're writing, it's just kind of feel, so you actually don't to worry about it, so like all your controls and stuff like that, as far as the key things. Other thing is ride within your means. Try to stay away, so it would be a key thing and a mistake. Key thing is ride within your means. Mistake would be ride in groups. Group riding is something that you should be doing if you're more competent and able to have like emergency maneuvers and stuff like that. If you don't have the ability to kind of get yourself out of a situation, a group ride can have very, very bad issues come out of it. The other thing with like a group ride and stuff is it typically increases the ability to do stupid things, right? So say your buddy's going into the corner at 100 kilometers an hour, and the last time you did that corner, you probably did 50. So now you're going to try and keep up. Very silly thing to do. Ride within your means. The whole point of a group ride, again, if you're like riding with people like me or like stuff like that, the whole point of a group ride, or the ride captain is what they call it typically, the whole point of it is to enjoy the ride and go home, right? And typically you're going to be watching basically the ability of riders, and typically the rider that does not have a lot of skill, or he's kind of like the lowest out of the group kind of thing, they typically throw them up front. That way they set the pace, right? So again, mistake to avoid, group rides. What to consider for new riders: practice. I can't speak today. And again, just enjoy it. Wear your gear. It's going to be hot sometimes, but gear, like, that's kind of what you're wanting for. So next question, if we put, oh, sorry, that just closed. What if we put saddlebag lights, like a 4-inch light strip for a turn signal? Okay, that's an interesting question. So you're pretty much stating that to have like a light bar on the actual thing. So a couple like Harleys and stuff like that will have that. I think even Indian has that. It's actually not part of the saddlebag. It's in between. So I'm sure you could make something up for that. But I mean, it's a lot of work, to be dead honest. But yeah, okay, so that is the questions and stuff like that. And let's make sure I didn't miss anything. And that might be it. Oh, sorry, I meant to, this is going to be the last one for the off season. I will start doing live streams, probably not in this kind of thing, so it'll be probably on the bike or stuff like that. It's probably going to be like every other month or every third month, and then we'll see where that goes. And then again, feel free to drop your questions and concerns, email me or put it on one of the videos or stuff like that. I will answer everything I can. If I don't know, I will let you know I don't know, and I'll look for it. And if I can help you, I can help you. If I can't, I'll tell you I can't help you out. Yeah, so last one, and we will go from there. And last question would be, this is the last question: do you think Honda will keep the DCT and bring in the E-clutch? 100% if they're going to keep the the DCT. I mean, they're always going to have the DCT. The E-clutch is a manual, a DCT is an automatic. So you could still have both. The E-clutch wouldn't replace the DCT, it would replace the manual, right? So yes, if they were to do the E-clutch, they will do the DCT still, right? You'd be silly not to. Anyways, gentlemen and lady, I will get you on the next one, and I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.